Dramatic moments. A Covington man finds a shooting victim outside his home and ends up holding that young man in his arms until he takes his last breath.
Covington police are trying to solve the shooting death of a former Holmes High School football player. 20-year-old
Desean Peterson was shot to death last night in Covington. 9 on your side reporter Jay Warren spoke to the man who he held, and as he lay dying, he's live in Covington tonight. Jay.
Well, that's right, Tanya. Joseph Ingram was holding Peterson and said, "Squeeze my hand if you can hear me." And at first Peterson was, but a few moments later that would all change. This was the scene last night on Garrard Street after police responded to reports of gunshots. They would soon find Desean Peterson bleeding from multiple wounds. Today we spoke to his neighbor Joseph Ingram, who explains what he heard.
I was coming down the steps, heard multiple gunshots. When I got around them bushes right there, I seen the young guy fall into the ground.
Ingram explains he ran over to see what he could do.
I went over there, picked him up, and I was holding him, and I was asking him was he okay and stuff like that. And he was making noises, and I told him to squeeze my hand. And he was squeezing my hand at first, but then after he stopped making the noises, I said, "Squeeze my hand if you're okay." And he didn't squeeze my hand.
I talked to Covington Police Chief Spike Jones today. He said that when it comes to witnesses, they've been lucky.
We're very fortunate that we have some good witnesses that are cooperating with us and assisting us in this investigation. So I'm optimistic that we'll be able to bring this to a satisfactory resolve in a short amount of time.
As for Ingram, he says he knew that the wounds Peterson suffered were fatal.
I was rubbing his head, and I said, "Man, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right." He was, and I was crying, and basically that's what I told him. I said, "Man, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." But really, I knew he wasn't though. He was going though. So, and I was just trying to keep him calm and stuff like that. So, till the paramedics came. He was a good kid, man. They all good kids for real. It's just he's in the wrong place at the wrong time, man.
Now, Chief Spike Jones says he has a high degree of confidence that they'll be able to solve this case, perhaps even as soon as today. Of course, stay with 9 on your side and WCPO.com for updates on that. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we spoke to a neighbor who says that he has some concerns about the conditions along Garrard Street along this stretch. Jay Warren, 9 on your side, Covington.
Thank you, Jay.